Okay. All right, we're on polynomials, page 11. We're at the bottom. We're going to do this very last piece, and we're going to find out whether or not 3/2 is a 0 of this particular polynomial. Okay? Now, there's a couple different ways you can do it. If you want to know if 3/2 is a 0, then you could do x minus 3/2. Okay, that would be your factor. This would be the factor. Remember the x minus k business? But instead, I'm just going to use the idea of 3/2 here and use the synthetic division. Okay, I'm going to use synthetic division to check it.
Oh, okay.
It's really considered synthetic substitution at this point, but that's okay. Here's my 3/2. I'm going to write down all my coefficients up here, so I get a 2, a -5, a 1, and a 3. I have cube, squared, linear, constant, so I don't need to put any placeholders in. Remember when we're doing synthetic, we just bring the first number straight down, and then we're going to multiply and go straight across.
Okay.
So 3/2 times 2 would be what?
6.
Try again.
Oh,
6/2,
6/2, so
which would be
3.
3. Okay. All right, and I add -5 and 3, and what do I get? -2.
2.
And -2 times this would be
-3.
Yep.
-3.
-3, then you get
Okay.
another -2 down there.
and then I get another -3 here, and what do I get?
0.
0. So
So
I
it
get a
does work.
remainder of 0.
Yeah.
It does work. Now let's look at our PQ real quick because that's what's important here, right? The whole idea was finding our P's and Q's. Now Q, wasn't Q the leading coefficient business?
Yeah.
I believe it was. So that's 2, right? So what are my factors of 2? Plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2. Yes?
Yes.
What is my P on this one? It's my constant, which is 3.
So
plus or minus 1, plus or minus 3. So let's just write out our possible combinations of rational zeros real quick. We're going to start with this first remainder here, or denominator. Duh. First denominator, so it's plus or minus 1 over 1, or plus or minus 3 over 1. So far, so good? Then this next denominator is a 2. I'll have a couple of those, so plus or minus 1 over 2 and plus or minus 3 over 2. The only possible rational zeros for this function are these combinations. So this simplifies to plus or minus 1. That's plus or minus 3. I can't really simplify plus or minus 1/2 or plus or minus 3/2. Let's look what we put in. What did we put in? We put in 3/2. 3/2 is one of the possible ones. Is that sweet or what?
Yeah.
So let's look at what we got left over. This is just like saying x minus 3/2, right? That's my factor. So since this was x cubed, this becomes the x squared, this becomes the x, and this becomes the constant. So I'm left with like 2x squared minus 2x minus 2. Is that helping? This was just looking at it a different way. Another way to plug this in to see if it works.
Couldn't you just put in the first equation?
I could
and
do
then
that.
Type in under trace.
Like if I have
over 2.
Absolutely. The other way would be to type this into like y1 or whatever. Put this equation into y1 and then go to your home screen and do y1 3/2. And when you do that, it's going to come out and say 0.
Oh,
It
okay.
automatically evaluates it for
That's
you.
easy.
Okay? All right. Pause, please.